conference call with Alvarado and Rios. Your host for today is Fred Sternberg. Mr. Sternberg, you may begin.
Thanks so much, Alma. Welcome, everybody. And I'll tell you, if we had more fighters like Mile High Mike Alvarado and Brandon Bam Bam Rios boxing, would have no problem from here until Timbuktu. It's going to be just a terrific event this Saturday night, the concluding chapter of what will become a very historic and exciting trilogy between these two. They have split fights in the series already. Anything's going to happen on Saturday night. No one knows who's going to win this fight. They're training their brains off. They're both here in Denver, Colorado. It's a little snowy, a little cold, but they're out there doing the road work every day and working their hearts out. And we're looking forward to seeing them at the First Bank Center. Saturday night, it'll be live on HBO at 9:45 p.m. East Coast and West Coast. With us today, we have both former world champions, Brandon and Mike, as well as Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum, to tell you a little bit more about this card. So, Bob, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Fred. Everyone's looking forward to what should be a great fight. The previous two fights were classic. This one probably will top them all. And I am really looking forward to Saturday night in Denver. And I want now Fred to put the fighters on. These are two great gladiators. They're two guys that make the sport of boxing proud, the way they perform in the ring. So, Fred, introduce the combatant.
My pleasure. Since he's the visitor and from Oxnard, California, my pleasure to introduce first Brandon Bam Bam Rios with some opening comments. Brandon?
How's it going, everybody? Yeah, hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a great New Year's, and we're ready for Saturday to give the fans a great show.
Thanks. And representing the home team for a change, Mike, it's been about a year and a half since your last fight here, your first one in this series. Welcome, and how's training camp going with you?
Thank you. Training's good. They put on a great show. Ready to start this new year off right and put on a great trilogy for the fans. Put on a great show. So just ready and excited for this fight.
Terrific. Alva, why don't we give instruction on how to ask questions, and we'll proceed.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if there is any questions that you would like to ask, please press the number 1 key on your phone. And if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key on your phone.
While people are plugging in here, I just want to remind the final press conference will be this Thursday. It's at the Tailgate Roadhouse, which is across the street from the Pepsi Center. We'll be serving lunch at noon and starting the press conference at 12:30. And then on Friday, the official weigh-in will be at the same location with fighters and media reporting at 1 o'clock, and then the fighters stepping on the scale at 2 o'clock. Alma, we're ready.
Yes, sir. Our first question is from Dan Raphael with ESPN. Go ahead, Dan.
Thank you very much. Hey, guys. This is for Mike and also for Brandon. You know each other so well after the two great fights that you've had with each other. And then I wonder, when you approach your thought process of preparing for this, you just say, you know what, I'm not going to try to go and do anything fancy, but it's just going to be, I'm going to bite down and I'm going to try to get this guy out of there, and we know it's going to be just a slugfest. And, the guy with just a bigger heart is going to just win this fight. Or you want to try to show a wrinkle and change things up a little bit, or is that even possible? Maybe, Mike, you can answer that first, and then Brandon.
I'm just going to let the fight go the way it goes, make adjustments accordingly how we just fight. Our styles clash, so we know each other that well that we know what's going to happen. We know how we're going to make the adjustments. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of adjustments that we're both going to make to compare each other's styles and try to react to each other. So, it's going to be, going to be very interesting to see how this fight plays out as it goes.
And Brandon, your thought about that?
I see it the same way. We both are going to make adjustments. We both, like Mike said, we're both similar. We fight the same. We both got heart. we wear our hearts on our sleeves. So it really depends how the first round goes. That's what I say. It all depends on the first round. However the first round goes, that's how the fight's gonna be. And we're gonna be ready, and we're ready for war. We're ready for box. We're ready for everything that we're gonna make adjustment for. So I know it's gonna be a great fight, and the fans they're gonna love this.
The other thing I wanted to ask you guys about, when you had the first fight, I think you guys had you knew who each other were. I don't think you knew each other very well. You might have met each other at a top rank event or something along the line, but didn't have any particular relationship with one another. And now here you are by the time we're going into this third fight. I mean, you guys have joked around with each other, been personal with each other. I saw the way you guys interacted at the press conference when you announced this third fight in Denver. I get the impression that even though you want to, do your damage in the ring, that you guys kind of like and respect each other. Could each of you characterize what you think of the other guy as far as the relationship goes outside of the ring? Brandon?
Outside of the ring? Yeah, man, of course, there's no animosity between me and Mike Alvarado. We actually, we're cool, man. We're the same people, man. We're the same kind of person. We know what it takes, and we know what it is to be where we are at. We both have our problems outside the ring. We both have the problems inside the ring. So we know that. And like I said, at the end of the day, we're both the same person. We're both ghetto. We're both from the hood. We both grew up like that. And we real understand real and real recognize real. And that's what we are. We're two real fighters. But we're cool outside the ring and everything. We're cool. But once we get in that ring, we hate each other. We want to kill each other. And that's what makes this sport and makes this fight more exciting, because everybody knows that these guys are too cool together. They're fun. They're nice to kick it. They have fun together. But once they get in the ring, they freaking kill each other. And that's what it is, man. It's like when you go to army. All your warriors, all your soldiers, they're your brothers. Alvarado, he's like my brother. We're fucking fight. We fight to death. We fight till somebody gets hurt. That's what it is.
Mike, your take on your...
It's true. Brandon, he said it pretty clear. We have nothing against each other. Once we get in that ring, we know what we got to do. We've already clashed before, and we know what type of fight we're going to get, what we're getting into with each other. So, I mean, that's the warrior that's going to come out of us in that night, because we know what kind of fight we are. We both have heart. We're both warriors. So there's no need to add more to it to the fighter. What kind of fight? Everybody knows what kind of fight they're going to get out of.
Would you consider you guys, are you guys friends, do you think?
I'd say we are, even though, we don't really communicate, like, on a daily basis or anything, but, when we see each other, it's like, we know each other, like, we're cool, we have that mutual respect for it. We just understand each other.
All right.
I feel the same way, too, man. I feel the same way, too. It's like you said, we don't talk a lot, but, once we see each other, of course, we're going to go and shake each other's hands and joke around and have fun while we see each other. But, but like I said, I live in California, live here in Denver, so it's kind of hard to communicate.
Sure.
But we still got that mutual respect, and we do respect everything we both do inside the ring and outside the ring.
Bob, could you address that for a minute? You promote a lot of fights where guys have wanted to, do the business before, during the press conference, and it's been a lot of rancor and cursing and terrible sportsmanship and all that. Can you sort of characterize this, because of all the fights you've covered, how it ranks as far as, cool outside the ring with each other? It doesn't really need a lot of hype because of how great the fights are inside the ring?
Best trilogies are the ones where the fighters respect each other so much that they consider themselves friends, and after the trilogy is over, they continue to be friends. I mean, that recently we saw that with Gotti and Ward. Before Gotti's untimely death, they were really close, and I'm sure that Mike and Bam Bam will be close for the rest of their lives, because they've been through hell together.
The only one I can think of, Bob, that's the opposite really is I guess Barrera Morales. They still can't stand to be in a room with each other.
Well, they were different people. They came from different social strata in Mexico. Ferrero was much more Spanish, and Morales had a lot of Indian blood, and they taunted each other with that, and there was, you're right, quite correct, a lot of animosity, and there unfortunately still is. But these guys are like peas in the pod. They're really alike. They're fun-loving guys who, when they get in the ring, are absolutely fearsome.
Got it. Thank you, guys. I look forward to being there Saturday. Appreciate your time. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Lim Satterfield with RingTV.com. Go ahead, Lim.
How are you? Brandon.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? Of the two of you, you've kind of had the most, diverse trek. Your last fight. You've been involved with, one of the top fighters in the world, in Manny Pacquiao, and then you were involved in a fight that was, frustrating and controversial. Can you kind of characterize where you've been your last fight and what you've learned from those two experiences?
Well, from the Pacquiao fight, it is what it is. Pacquiao showed and why he's one of the great in the world, and I'm very pleased to lose to one of the greats in the world. I was so confident in that fight. I thought I was going to win that fight, but it is what it is. And the way I lost. There's nothing to take away from that. And that controversial win, if you consider controversial, how is it controversial? Because the guy is outgouging me and keeps outgouging me. That's controversial because he was winning. Everybody thought he was winning. He wasn't winning. I still had another round to come back. I was down a point in the card. I wasn't like, I was losing the whole entire fight. No, I was down by a point. I still had a round to go left. I was barely coming back on. That's why he was outgouging, because he felt the pressure and the power and everything. So he had no other choice to do his dirty tactics, and what he did. And I really read about it, and that he's been over there in Argentina. He's done all kinds of dirty shit. I heard that he bit British press cause in the amateurs. So this guy is a dirty guy. So your controversial went to you and yourself. Everybody think it's controversial. Hey, it is what it is. You guys think what you want to think. At the end of the day, I don't really care about what everybody says about it. I win to win. I still got to win.
It was controversial because of what happened in the fight, not because you won. That's not what I meant. Controversial.
All right. Well, you didn't explain so right.
Okay. All right. Are you comfortable though now, because you do going into the Pacquiao fight, there was an element of him, either he's going to box or it was something new. But are you comfortable now because pretty much after being all those rounds with this guy, what to expect, and that it's going to be an exciting fight no matter what happens?
Yeah, no matter what happens. Everybody feels that, Brandon can't fight fighters that box. I just got too comfortable with one person, with one style. And I got so comfortable just attacking, putting pressure, not moving my head, just taking a shot to give a shot. I got too comfortable. Before my early career, I was moving my head, I was moving around, I was boxing, I was trading punch when I had to, I was in and out. I just got too comfortable. So, it is what it is. And, like I said, I learned from the Pacquiao fight. Now I went back, and what happened in Diego Chaves fight, I learned a lot too from it. I deep down inside me and did a soul search, and I came out with the outcome, and I'm ready for whoever now, man. Unfortunately, it's for Alvarado. Alvarado doesn't give a great show, but it is what it is, and now I'm ready.
Thanks a lot, Brandon. Mike, you there?
Yeah.
Mike, there's speculation that of the two of you, because of the fights you've been in with Provodnikov and Marquez, that you may have lost a lot those two fights. Understand why people might think that, and what can you say to discount what people are kind of believing?
I know that it didn't tear me apart. It hasn't had any work really major wear and tear on me from those wars like that. I learned a lot since I started watching games too late. So it's been a really huge learning experience as far as like my technique and general stick in the ring and everything that goes along with what happens in that ring. It's just helped me learn more about myself as far as a fighter and in all those situations, every moment in that ring, it's been a huge learning experience. So I just took a lot with me. I've learned a lot. I haven't shown my best. I haven't been at my best. So now that I've grown in these past past years as a better fighter, as a man, as inside and outside the ring. It's only going to make me a better person and a better fighter in that ring. So, it's on me to make those adjustments and utilize them in that ring.
Obviously, Mike, you had, an out-of-the-ring situation. You just talked about learning and being a better man. We just saw just yesterday Jermaine Taylor, get arrested. Have you put that behind you because your trainers, were disappointed? Can you talk about what you will take from your experience into, the future?
I have. I've learned so much. I've grown so much from all these learning experiences. I've put them behind me. I don't hold on to them. I don't bring them with me into the ring. It's not a distraction towards anything of me in that ring. It's just been a huge learning experience, and I've learned a lot to be positive through it. It helped me be, stronger and give me more of my confidence to be a better person, be a better fighter. From all the experiences. So.
Do you have anything to say about anything that I asked, both about how you think maybe Rios is a better fighter or his experiences from coming into this fight, also including Mike Alvarado's situation?
They're both terrific fighters, and they demonstrated that many, many times. And there's something about this rivalry that makes them even greater when they face each other, and that's what I look forward to.
Hey, Mike, did you say you had something to add? It sounded like you were trying to jump in there.
Oh, no, I was just saying, that's just going to be on us when it comes that night to, figure out what even side we have to make the adjustments we need to make to overcome this kind of fight, this kind of trilogy, this kind of battle against each other. So, that's what's going on.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck in the fight.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Mike Woods with SweetScience.com. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking the time to do the call. I appreciate it. This question is for Brandon. Brandon, I think I heard you say something about doing some soul searching. If that was correct, can you talk a little bit about that? Was it thinking about still loving boxing, not liking boxing, or the politics of boxing, or taking wear and tear? What was soul searching about?
Just get back to where, where I was at, man. I got too comfortable at a young age myself, making all this money. I just got too comfortable. And so I got too comfortable on one side. I thought I was MVP, and I thought this and that. So I had to do soul searching and go back to my old roots. Go back to what got me here. Not to forget. And that's what I meant by soul searching. And just everything.
Got it, man. This question is for Bob. Bob, you've been in this business since 1966, and from the outside looking in, some of us might look at a guy like an Alvarado with legal issues hanging over his head and say, oh, that's a distraction, but you've seen this, it's not uncommon over the years. Can you speak to it a little bit? I think necessarily maybe something like that isn't a distraction to boxers because they're built differently. Can you speak to that at all?
There are two different types of offenses. There's one where there's a victim,
Right.
where somebody beats up a woman if somebody does a criminal act that impacts another individual. That's one kind of crime, and that has to be addressed in a certain way. There's another kind of crime where somebody isn't doing what they should be, or is doing what they shouldn't be doing, like having a gun when they shouldn't have a gun. Mm-hmm. And that's, in my mind, a victimless crime. And therefore, I'm not going to talk directly to that, because that really isn't my business, because all of us, all the time, do things that may be against the law inadvertently, but as long as we're not harming somebody, which to my mind is reprehensible, it's not something that I comment on, and it's not something that really has an impact. When Muhammad Ali refused to go in the army and stepped forward, he allegedly committed a criminal act, but the Supreme Court years later exonerated him because they felt that he did it because he was a legitimate, conscientious objector and a minister of his faith. So that's not a question you should ask me. Particularly in this case, you're trying to get me to say something bad against Mike Alvarado, and I have nothing but admiration for him as a person and as an athlete.
To the contrary, I actually thought that there might be a viewpoint that many people don't think of, and that it actually wouldn't affect him as much as some people would think. So that characterization, I believe, is not correct. But I appreciate your answer regardless. Thank you for your time.
Next question, Alma?
Yes, sir. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key on your phone. Our next question is from Jeffrey Freeman with KO Digest. Go ahead.
Hey, thank you for putting me on the call. A question for Brandon Rios. Brandon, earlier did you say, unfortunately, you're fighting Mike Alvarado? Did I hear you right?
What do you mean? I said I'm fighting Mike Alvarado. I said, unfortunately, did I?
That's what I'm wondering. Do you two not want to be fighting each other again? Is the friendship...
If we didn't want to fight each other again, I would never sign a contract. I would have told my manager, hey, I don't want to fight that. We would have had a big game. Nah, man, come on, man. We're fighters. We're warriors. We'll fight each other 80 days time. Yeah. Nah, man, that's... I don't know. I said unfortunately. If I said unfortunately, my bad. I mean, yes, I'm playing Alvarado, so I'm happy. You know, what else can I say? We gotta have this trilogy because it's tied. We cannot leave it as a tie. You know, we want to see who's better than who. So we gotta have the trilogy, man. We gotta have it. We gotta do it.
What do you say to that, Mike? Is the friendship overriding the rivalry at all, in your opinion?
I don't look at us really, the rival. I mean, we're going to get in there and do what we do. This is what we chose to compete in, and we're 1-1. So, I mean, there has to be the winners to this. It's a trilogy. If we have to figure out who wins this match, who puts, a loss, who wins that matchup. So, I don't have nothing against it. I'm just going to get there and do what I do.
Right on. Brandon, you spoke about Diego Chaves a little earlier in the call, speaking about him as a dirty fighter. I was wondering if you saw this fight recently against Tim Bradley. Was he dirty in that fight, and what did you think about the decision? It was a draw.
I saw Bradley won the fight. I think I saw Bradley win the fight. It was a close fight, but it is what it is. He was doing some, not like to extreme like he did with me with Outcast and stuff like that. Because Bradley wasn't letting him, but you know what? Like I said, he fought two different guys, man. He fought a guy that know that can punch, and he fought a guy that he know that he can stay there and get hurt. So that's why he fought two different guys and he fought two different styles. So if you're trying to say that all this stuff about him and what he did with that, but yeah, that fight, it wasn't the best performance that I've seen of Timothy Bradley, and that dude's still the same guy no matter what.
Right on. And one more question for Brandon. Brandon, you've been been in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. What do you think about his chances against Floyd Mayweather if that fight comes together?
Right now, I see it as 0% because I've been reading about it. They're in talk, this and that, and Mayweather's saying this, and Mayweather's saying that. And so, at the end of the day, I'm not going to get too excited about that fight unless I see the contract signed and they have a press conference and I'm fighting on the undercard. And that'll be a fucking hella fight.
Good luck, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Dan Raphael with ESPN. Go ahead, Dan.
Thank you very much. I had a follow-up question for Mike. Mike, I heard about the comments that Bob was making as it related to, it was either Lem or Mike that asked you the question about, asked the question about distractions and what was going on in your life outside of the ring. And I'm wondering from you, how big of a distraction has all the legal issues been for you, or is it something that hasn't been a big part of your training camp or caused you any problem?
It hasn't caused me any problems. I'm been used to, to always don't go wrong in camp. When it's going too good, when everything's going perfect, I know something bad has to happen. Because that's just the way it's been. I've been dealing with adversity my whole life, like that. So it's just something that's just been in my life, all the time. So it's no distraction for this fight.
Okay, when the incident happened, though, did you miss any time in camp whatsoever, even a couple hours, or was it you didn't miss any time?
No, I didn't miss no time, actually. I did it because when I went to jail for one day, and I just made up for that day on that Sunday. So
you didn't miss anything, even when you were okay, gotcha. And the other question I want to ask Brandon also. I mean, I know this is a very big fight for both of you guys. I mean, Mike, you had losses in a row. Brandon, you won your last fight, but it was the Pacquiao fight was before that. I'm wondering, can you even allow yourself to think about where you can go with a victory on Saturday, or what a loss might do, or is that completely out of the question? Because the winner of the fight, there's certainly going to be other business for you. I'm not sure what will happen to the loser, just given the recent turn of events, but. As far as what you've done in terms of, like Mike, with losing, if you lose 3 in a row, it's going to be hard to be back on HBO in a main event, I would think. So do you think about that at all, or do you just completely purge that from your mind?
Yeah, this thought goes through my head. I think about it. I know need to win. We're going to go in there, we're going to fight our hearts out. That's just what type of fighters we are. Type of fighter I am. I get in there and I hate losing. So regardless, at the end of the day, I love to win. So.
And Brandon, is there a fight that if you can be successful Saturday, that you have your eye on, that you believe that this could lead you to, or you're not thinking about that?
Of course I'm thinking about that because I know that this is, we both have a lot on the line right now. This is like pretty much judging our career. And so, you know what, I'm ready, I'm so focused, I'm so ready for this fight. It's unbelievable, and I had a tremendous training camp, and I know what's going to happen, and I know what could happen if we lose, and what could happen if we win. So, my mind is set on the prize and look for the glory, and I'm so young in the sport, and I still got a lot to get to it.
Very good. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
Our next question is from Jandra LaBeouf with badculture.net. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My first question is for Brandon Rios. As you continue to go into war after war in your last few fights, is there ever a time when you question why you have such a training schedule, or is your style as a brawler fit for the type of battles that you've had over the last couple of years?
Well, you know what? Going to war after war is not that I'm always in war. It's just, that's just the way I fight, man. I don't look for the war. It's not like that. It's just the way I fight. But at the end of the day, like I said, I got too comfortable with one style. I forgot the regimen of the boxing and how to get to the top again. I just got used to one style. So now, I did a lot of soul searching, and I found myself again, and I'm ready to get back, man. I rejuvenated myself. This time I can really say I rejuvenated myself. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get back. And, everybody's going to say what they want to say, no matter what. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody's going to call me this guy been too many wars, this guy done this and that, this and that. At the end of the day, I don't care. I know what I can bring and I know what I can provide.
Aside from the level of comfort from, you've been, had some good earnings over your last couple of fights, what do you think is another element that was missing that was kind of causing a disconnect with you?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you.
Other than, when you make more money, you get more comfortable. Is there anything other than that do you feel was distracting you and caused you to do?
Just making that money, man. At a young age, kid like me, I grew up poor. I never had that much money. Never seen that much money before. I was always in the streets. I was always in jail, always in trouble, and that's why me and Mike can relate. That's why we get along very well, very well. But at the end of the day, like I said, just making enough money. I just forgot, and I forgot the hunger that took me there, and the drugs that got me there to that point where I made them. I just forgot about that, and I'm ready to get back to the top again, and I'm ready to. I just remember all that stuff now, and I'm ready to go back.
Okay, thanks, Brandon. And then I have a question for Mike. Mike, during your last fight, I'm sorry if you've answered this already. During your last fight, you moved your training camp to California, where I'm based, and now you're back training in Colorado. Moving back to home base to train for this fight, do you find yourself more comfortable and more at ease there, or was it better for you when you were in California away from all the other distractions that home life can provide you?
Oh, there's distractions everywhere, regardless. Even if there was stuff going on here at home, it still would distract me out there in LA. I mean, I would still hear about it, I still would stress about it. But, I'm comfortable at home. I love training at home. I don't like training away from home. So, I'm just completely focused on training where my main support groups are, or where my family is, where my kids are. So, I just love it at home.
Yeah, well, when you head into the fight against Brandon coming up this weekend, will you have all your children there? Do your children watch all your fights or are ringside for your fights?
Yes, definitely. My oldest daughter will be going to the ring with me, and my other daughters will be there as well. So I have 3 girls, so they're my number one fan. Definitely.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Good luck, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thanks.
Our next question is from Lester Gibbs with theboxingvoice.com. Go ahead, Lester. Lester, your line is live. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, hi. My question is for Mike. Mike, I want to know with the constant issues back home, why haven't you decided to train away from home this time for this fight?
I don't like training away from my home. I love training. I'm more comfortable. My attitude's better. I feel a lot more confident training in my hometown. I love being around my family. I love being around my kids. And I was just way more comfortable training at home.
Now, you were in the second fight, obviously you had the game plan and you know what you need to do to win versus a Brandon Rios. How do you make sure that you stick to that game plan?
I just stay on my game plan that I have, that I've already developed. Making those adjustments a lot quicker this time around. Sticking to my game plan, not giving in like the first fight. The first fight was just a fight to test that type of style against the style. And the second fight was the adjustments come in. And now, that I know that I was able to adapt to a certain style. I can make the adjustments I need to make to overcome that type of style. So, I'm just get in there and stick with my game plan.
Well, thanks, Mike. And my question for Brandon Rios, obviously there seems to be a little animosity on your side when it comes to hearing the name of Diego Chaves. Is that a fight that you are looking to get a rematch with?
There's no animosity between Diego Chaves. If we just talk about that fight, my last fight, oh, Rios didn't look good. Just it is what it is. After 8 months layoff, not doing nothing, in the gym, not even going to the gym, not nothing, just went to the gym for this fight. So, you know, there's things that I should have done before the fight. Now I'm talking about staying in shape and being in the gym. But I literally took 8 months off, and I didn't really do nothing because after the Packer fight, I was really devastated on myself, and I got down. I was really mad and everything. I was depressed, you could say that. And at the end of the day, you know, everybody's going to keep mentioning Chaves. Hey, if you want to fight again, I have no problem fighting. I don't turn down a fight for nobody. I'm ready to fight anybody. I'm a warrior, and I'll fight, man. I'll fight till I die. I don't care.
And my last question, being as though that you're coming into this fight, you obviously have something to prove to yourself. I wanted to ask you, you said you went through a little bit of depression after the Pacquiao fight, and we remember that Tim Bradley went through some of that himself. Now, obviously, it was for different reasons, but you both suffered depression, and you got reactions from the fans. Can you just speak on how the fans embraced you after that loss?
Well, you know, after that fight, you know, the reason after the Packer fight, too, because, you know, I see how everything got pushed around. I went a little bit depressed because, you know, I went in that fight. I was confident and everything. But, you know, there's a point where you get confident and not get cocky confident. And what happened, I got cocky confident. And that's what happened. It was my fault. Nobody else to blame. I put that on myself. And, you know, and then just my big rodeo for the first time, and then I got fucked off. I didn't come out to the expectation that I thought I would be able to do. And then after that, you know, I only fought one time last year, and it sucked. You know, it really did suck, I think. And from testing positive, something I never tested positive before, which I had the wrong guy in my camp, which I came out fucking dirty, and it wasn't really dirty, and it was just a lot of shit going on that moment, that fight. So it's just a lot of shit was going on.
Well, Brandon, thank you for your time, and I'll see you there.
All right.
And it's Nestor Gibbs, by the way, not Lester.
Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up right now. I know the guys have to get to the gym. They got interviews set up tomorrow, so we'll go around the horn. But before we do one last time, just a reminder that the final press conference will be this Thursday at noon at the Tailgate Roadhouse. That's located across the street from the Pepsi Center. And then Friday's official weigh-in. The fighters will be reporting at 1 and stepping on the scale at 2 o'clock, again at the Tailgate Roadhouse across the street from the Pepsi Center. Both of these will be streamed live at toprank.tv, and we look forward to joining us there or seeing it on the live stream. Bob, any last comments on the fight?
Yeah, I can't wait for Saturday. It's going to be a great fight, two great warriors, and people also, prior to that fight, have an opportunity to see Gilberto Ramirez, the undefeated super middleweight from Mexico. He's something special. Big knockout puncher. He's in with a very tough Russian opponent. That should be a terrific fight as well.
Thanks, Bob. And as a reminder, there are a few tickets left. You can get them through Altitude Tickets, any of their outlets, or at the Pepsi Center box office. Brandon, any last remarks before we head out?
Well, everybody just don't sit on it. Don't wait too long. There's still tickets, as Fred said, there's still tickets left, and get your tickets because this is one exciting fight. You want to be here, or if you're not, you're going to be squared. And it's going to be one hell of a fight, and Alvarado's ready. I'm ready. We're going to get the fans a great show.
Mike, you promised fireworks early in the show. Any last remarks? You want to confirm that?
Yeah, just promising that there's going to be a great epic trilogy. Everybody just make sure they get their tickets and be there. It's going to be a fight. It's not going to be you will not want to miss. So just be ready for it.
Well, it's all coming to a head this Saturday night live at the First Bank Center in Broomfield, which is just outside Denver, Colorado. And if you can't be there to see it live, you can watch it live on HBO, beginning at 9:45 p.m. East Coast and West Coast. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you this weekend.